For decades, the Ondo State Radiovision Corporation, OSRC, has stood as more than a media organization. It is an institution established by law in 1976, shortly after the creation of Ondo State, and swinging into full operation in 1982. OSRC was conceived as the official broadcast voice of the state, tasked with informing, educating, and entertaining its people. An institution reborn as a formidable media group, the strategic merger of OSRC Television, Orange 94.5 FM, and Sunshine 96.5 FM Alalaye, created to inform, educate, and entertain the people of the state. Through successive administrations, shifting political landscapes, and economic cycles, OSRC endured. It survived transitions, outlived government. Yet, like many legacy public broadcasters, time exposed its vulnerabilities, aging and outdated infrastructure, unstable power supply, limited digital reach, and mounting operational challenges. OSRC managed to remain relevant, but it was clear the institution needed renewal. Transformation does not happen by chance. It happens by design. Exactly a year ago, the executive governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Orimisun Ayedatiwa, in a display of profound foresight, appointed Honorable Kenneth Odushola Stevenson as Director General and Chief Executive of OSRC Media Group. This appointment was a masterstroke, placing a seasoned professional at the helm to navigate the complexities of modern media. He assumed office not to manage decline, but to engineer transformation. On assumption of office, the DGCE articulated a clear transformative agenda, PPP, the people, the product, and the profit, a simple framework with far-reaching impact.
To stand before you today as the newly appointed Director General and Chief Executive Officer of this prestigious organization. As I begin my tenure, I want to emphasize the significance of change, for it is the bedrock of progress and growth. As we embark on this new journey together, I want to focus on three pillars that will drive our success, which is people, product, and profit. Our people are the backbone of our organization, and I'm committed to ensuring that we provide a conducive work environment and foster growth, innovation, and excellence. We will prioritize training and development programs that enhance our staff skills and knowledge, enabling them to stay ahead of the curve in the new and evolving media landscape. Our products, namely our radio and television stations, are the vehicles through which we connect with our audience and deliver value to our stakeholders. We will strive to create high-quality content that informs, educates, and entertains our listeners and our viewers, while also showcasing the rich cultural heritage of our Sunshine State, Ondo State. As we focus on delivering exceptional products and services, we must also prioritize profit, for it is the lifeblood of any successful organization. We will adopt modern marketing strategies that leverage technology and data analytics to reach our target audience, increase our market share, and drive revenue growth. Transparency will be our watchword.
In broadcasting, content begins with power. Without power, there is no signal. Without signal, there is no content. Before now, power instability frequently disrupted production schedules, damaged equipment, and interrupted live on that the leadership of the DGCE OSRC took a decisive step forward, the upgrade of its electricity supply to Band A on the national grid. This strategic intervention restored reliability, reduced downtime, and provided the stable energy foundation required for modern broadcasting. Beyond stability, the upgrade to Band A electricity delivered another critical gain: cost efficiency. Before this intervention, OSRC relied heavily on diesel powered generators to sustain daily operations, placing enormous financial strain on the corporation. Today, with improved grid reliability, diesel dependency has dropped drastically, leading to significant reductions in operational costs. Resources once consumed by constant generator use are now redirected towards content production, equipment maintenance, staff welfare, and institutional growth.
February this year, the DG facilitated and get installed a 500 kVA power substation with more than a kilometer of strings of wires of 11 kV line. And since then, we have been enjoying that, and that is happening after 20 years that we have been off the grid. For more than 20 years, OSRC, especially OSRC, we have been on diesel, and I mean we have been running on generator. That's a lot of money on monthly basis. Around this time last year, despite the fact that we are not doing 24 hours, despite the fact that we are not even doing 19 hours of service of broadcasting, the station spent close to 24 million naira to buy diesel alone. Not talk of generator maintenance, because their generators are maintained every 200 hours, and each of the generator must be maintained twice in a month at a rate of nothing less than 300 to 350,000 naira. So twice we have two of those generators. It means that in a month we are spending about 1.4 million naira just to service the generator alone. That excludes the times when we have major repairs that have to be done on the generator. So by the time you're adding 1.4 million naira to about 28 million naira of diesel, we are more than 30 million naira a day on a monthly basis just for power supply alone. We've not talked about any other thing. But immediately we have the grid on that is installed. Apart from the fact that we have a relatively stable power supply, our generators are now maintained sometimes once in a month or once in 2 months sometimes. Our diesel consumption are reduced. Even what the corporation now use in terms of cost of energy has reduced to almost half on a monthly basis. So it's a lot of relief, not only to the engineering department, but to the entire media house, media group, that we now have such an equipment.
What we met on ground was that we never connected, the OSRC media group was never connected to the national grid. For over 2.5 decades, the corporation was solely on diesel consumption. You know what that means? About 28 million naira to 30 million naira every month on diesel, consumption. That was a bad one. But they came in and said money was not provided for it. In fact, it wasn't. The budget was not, a helping matter. So he came in and said, "See, what we'll have to do now is to get this place connected to the national grid, so that at least there will be the consumption of diesel should be lessened somehow." And he spoke with Mr. Governor. Kind enough, Mr. Governor just said, "Okay, why not?" Although the money was not made available immediately, this man, what he had to do was to go out on his own and got money to be able to execute this project within 1.5 months. We're connected to the national grid here. I mean, the OSRC, the corporation was connected, and that has positively impacted on what we do here.
Power, under this new framework, no longer drains resources. It drives sustainability. But the DGCE understood a critical truth. Even the best public power supply can falter. To guarantee uninterrupted transmission, OSRC introduced a second layer of resilience. Under its leadership, industrial-grade modular uninterrupted power supply UPS systems were installed, not merely as backup, but as seamless power bridges.
part of the ongoing upgrades of Ondo State media group. Government has just procured the 200 kV UPS, that's uninterruptible power supply, and it's just been installed. And this particular one is one of the UPS that have been installed in this corporation. And this particular UPS specifically serves the studios. And I mean the television studios. And when I say studios, I mean both recording and live studios. Orange FM live and recording studio, and Alola FM recording and live studios. Also from here, power is supplied to all our editing suites. With the essence of it is to keep the station on air and to keep the work going effectively and efficiently whenever there is need for us to recycle our power in terms of changing from one source of power to the other. This is a 200 kVA UPS. It's a modular type, and it's a modular type because that gives us the advantage that it's a unit that can never get out of production so soon because it's modular. It's just a matter of just changing modules. And here we have the batteries. This UPS is configured with 44 200 amp hour batteries. And that's what we have. We have fuses to build the batteries. We have the battery breakers and all other cable connections bills. So this gives you a lot of relief to both the production of our content on all our channels. In engineering, it gives us a lot of relief in the sense that it reduces downtime on our equipment and so many other relief that this CPS has got to our transmission. And it is sure that right from now, our viewers and listeners will continue to enjoy more of our transmission. Before now, despite the fact that we started 24 hours in October 1st, before now we used to have some breaks, sometimes 4 times of break in transmissions every day on a daily basis. It's only on few times that we don't have a break. But with this installation now, I can assure you and I can assure our public, our listening public and our viewers that you just have to stay glued to your listening and viewing devices.
This UPS system now protects all recording studios, live television and radio studios, editing and post-production suite. During grid fluctuations, general changeovers, or sudden outage, broadcasting continues without signal loss, data corruption, or abrupt shutdowns. To complete this uninterrupted power architecture, dedicated UPS systems were also installed for all transmitters, ensuring stability from studio to mast. Osrc now delivers uninterrupted service as a strategic initiative to deepen audience engagement, expand reach, and compete effectively in the evolving digital broadcasting landscape.
Another 200 kVA UPS was installed for our television transmitters, and that has kept the transmitter on all this while. It has reduced our downtime, it has reduced the time breakage, that is the time of faults, the rate of faults on the transmitters.
In line with this development, recently the DGCE initiated and implemented 24-hour live transmission precisely on October 1st, 2025, delivering continuous informative, entertaining, and intellectually engaging content. Today, OSRC is present day and night.
OSRC, for the first time in the history of broadcasting in Ondo State, and especially the government media houses, OSRC commenced 24 hours broadcasting. In those days, when we were young, it happens only between Christmas and New Year time. But it's not every day now in Ondo State. It's Christmas. Every day is New Year. It's festivity period. So, and we commence 24 hours broadcasting, not just on one channel, on the 3 channels put together. And that is OSRC Television, Alola 6.5 FM, and it's Orange 94.5 FM. From October 1st, our transmitters have been on and our studios have been running.
The broadcasting in OSRC Media Group is now 24 hours. Now, before the decision was made by the DG that it has to come, although we had already been on band A. That shouldn't be the fact that this our country, as things can come up, and at the end of the day we have epileptic power supply or outage of powers, sometimes, and that was why the DG said no, in order to complement the band A, in order to complement his work, having been connected to national grid, he had to bring in the UPS, that is the uninterrupted power supply that stabilizes, the power outages, maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, instead of, our television going, blank, and we're not hearing, the people are not hearing on the radio, whether on Sunshine 96.5 or 94.5 or in FM, the UPS stabilizes that for 10 minutes when the power is there, before the generator, will now come up again, in case the power isn't restored. So that is the mission, that's the vision of the DG. We are coming from three places now. We're coming from being connected to the national grid. It's not, the DG wasn't satisfied with that. I said the best thing is to bring in the UPS, the uninterrupted power supply, so that when that is done, okay, it stabilizes, the inefficiency, the power outages, it stabilizes that for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, as the case may be. And if it didn't, the light isn't, the power isn't restored as at when due, the generator will be put on.
OSRC operates on a layered power ecosystem, band A electricity reinforced by industrial UPS systems. Power no longer dictates content. Transmission no longer bows to darkness. In the digital age, relevance is defined by reach. Under the DGC's leadership, OSRC TV was successfully onboarded on Moplex digital satellite cable, extending Ondo State voice beyond terrestrial limits. And the journey continues with DSTV onboarding already in progress.
An uplink, a satellite uplink was installed, and that's taking our signals up into the skies. And Moplex, one of the digital platforms, satellite digital platform, was able to pick our signals, and it's now on the platform. So OSRC now transmit on channel Moplex digital platform on channel 720 with very clean, crystal clean pictures and sound. Go and check it. You will see us there. It's a lot of investment. I just spoke to someone today and said that's a big investment. It has never happened before, but it's happening in our days, and we appreciate that.
We are already on Moplex international platform. Go watch the thing. If you have the digital stuff, go watch it. You see that it never used to be how it used to be. Very clear. The clarity now is almost 100%. The DG is not stopping there, and that I think is on channel 720. Yes, go there. Channel 720, Moplex international platform. So it's a digital platform that the DG has brought in again now. I would not always want to talk about the DG without mentioning Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor has done well. Indeed, he knows what is right here, and that's why he has brought it. And the DG is not stopping there. He went to Mr. Governor even before the introduction of the Moplex in the digital platform. He went to Mr. Governor. He said, Mr. Governor, if you really want us to actually go digital, and you want us to be globally recognized, there is the need for us to go on DSTV and GoTV. And Mr. Governor quickly, key into it and said, what? You're ready to do that? I am going to give you all the necessary assistance.
OSRC is no longer local by limitation. It is global by design. Power stability was followed by signal expansion. The DGCE bought a new 3.5 kVA transmitter for Sunshine FM Alalaye, a strategic investment in grassroots and indigenous broadcasting. The impact was immediate: clearer signals, wider coverage, and deeper community connection. While another purchase 10 kVA is on the way to revigorate signals, wider coverage, and deeper community connection.
Another EFM, after many years, that FM has been established for many years. I can't even know the numbers of years now, but I know that it's more than 25 years. That EFM has been there. They have been transmitting on that old, archaic, and obsolete transmitter. But Mr. Kenneth came in and bought another transmitter for another line. Another line was able to stay uninterrupted again, unlike what it used to happen before. And that's not all. I tell you that is not all for another line. In a couple of days to come, another EFM will be taking delivery of another 10 kilowatts transmitters to further increase the coverage area of the station.
To safeguard these assets, thunder arresters were installed across all transmission sites, protecting equipment from lightning strikes and power surges.
Before now, last year, whenever it rains, Osrc goes off here because we are afraid of lightning. But when engineer came on board, we installed an industrial specification in the other aspect of lightning arrestor, the non-ionizing lightning arrestor, installed on top of the 1,000 feet mass. And that is not all. In order to make that lightning arrestor very effective, we constructed about four or five industrial size earthing system for the station. And since then, it has been a different story in Osrc. When it rains, we are rest assured that our equipment is protected. And in order to complement that, a purpose-built, purpose-designed fiber optic system modules were also purchased and installed to serve as our STL, our studio to transmitter link, so that we don't have is to improve on the lighting system and to get a proper and good signal delivered to the
Great content demands the right tools. The DGCE approved the procurement of modern broadcast equipment, cameras, lighting systems, microphones, graphics computers, accessories, and so on. This was matched with the construction of modern, flexible physical studio sets, while radio live studios were upgraded with better enhanced outlooks, significantly improving audio clarity and broadcast quality. Content is not only what is produced today, it is also what is preserved from yesterday. At some point in the recent past, Osrc's library, home to decades of archival and historical materials, was completely demolished. Documentary, storytelling, and digital broadcasting. From erased memory to preserved legacy, Osrc is reclaiming its past and securing its future. Beyond infrastructure and equipment, the transformation of Osrc under this administration recognizes a timeless truth: no content can rise above the capacity of the people who create it. Under the current administration, Staff welfare moved from the margins to the center. Promotion exercises, long overdue, were felicitated and concluded with affected staff all duly promoted. Casualization was addressed through the upgrading and prompt payment of salaries for contract and casual workers. For the first time in 6 to 7 years, OSRC conducted recruitment into the civil service, strengthening manpower across departments. Through strategic engagement and intervention, the DGCE ensured that new staff received their salaries in the same month they assumed duty, breaking the long-standing culture of 3 months or 6 months in some cases, probation period of work without monthly salary, creating an historic and unprecedented milestone.
What has he been able to do about that? He had to call directly because of his connection. Somebody said, somebody said, your network determines your net worth. The people you meet determines your, the level you'll be operating. It was just a call. He told them, these people came in just November, said, sir, I would like these people to get their salary. It has never happened. At least you spend 3 months so that they can go home with their family and enjoy that the fact that okay, they have just been employed, yet the salary came as at when due.
In a deliberate move to strengthen human capital, the DGC approved an institutionalized regular in-house training program for staff across departments: engineering, production, newsroom, marketing, and administration. These capacity building sessions are designed to upgrade skills, improve professionalism, and align staff competence with modern broadcast standards, particularly in the digital era, by investing in the growth of its workforce. The DGCE has reinforced a culture of continuous learning, ownership, and excellence, positioning OSRC not just as a media house but as a training ground for broadcasting professionals. It is leadership that understands that when people grow, institutions thrive. In addition, operational and administrative requisitions now receive prompt approvals, removing bureaucratic delays that once hindered productivity. No doubt, media sustainability requires revenue. To strengthen the profit part of the PPP transformative agenda, the DGCE revitalized the marketing department, beginning with the reconstruction of the marketing office at Okeeda, Akure, previously gutted by fire and reduced to ground zero. From ruins to renewal, the marketing arm was repositioned to drive income, partnerships, and long-term sustainability. From unstable power to uninterrupted transmission, from erased archives to a digital future, from limited reach to global visibility, from staff uncertainty to institutional confidence, Honorable Kenneth Odushola Stevenson stands out as a visionary broadcast and a media expert, redefining leadership in state-owned broadcasting. This is more than reform. It is restoration. It is hope. In all, the story of OSRC's rebirth is a testament to the power of right leadership. We must acknowledge His Excellency Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, whose discernment in appointing a visionary leader like Honorable Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, who has registered his footprint in OSRC Media Group. Under the governor's watchful support and the DG's expert execution, OSRC Media Group is not just back on its feet, it is leading the way.